Hey everyone, welcome to another Crusade raid video, and for this month we have Pandora as the boss. Now, before we go over the team, I just want to clear something up that I mentioned in yesterday's video and also last week's video, which is the force field defense. Because it's a new stat line that I haven't seen before. It was shown in the skill kit for both Fleur and Chiaki, the new ones, which are the heavy types. And this boss has the force field defense on it, right? Now, I originally thought maybe it's something like it's the invulnerability barrier, so like the damage goes through that. But that's actually not the case. It is an actual damage type. It seems like to be a new one, but it doesn't show up on the character screen here, right? You can see like there's armor, mobility, resistance, but there's no force field defense. And the game also doesn't give you a description of what it does. So yeah, who knows what it actually is, but I assume it's just damage reduction with like 50%, right? Because on the exceptional circumstances, it doesn't say anything other than it can't be dispelled, right? So yeah, I just want to clear that up just in case people were wondering. And I assume based off this information that this boss is designed to be like defeated with the two new units, the Chiaki and also the Fleur. Now, I'm personally not gonna use my resources on them because I don't feel it's worth spending money on or pulls to pull for them just for Crusade raid. Right? Only because I don't know how often they're gonna have a force field defense boss, or whether they're gonna have like a boss that has 100% force field defense. If that ever happens, then maybe I'll use my common tickets to pull for the Chiaki in the future. But for now, until I see it comes up more regularly, I'm not going to bother. Also, it will depend on whether the current existing units will be able to kill it anyway, because this boss is killable without force field defense ignore units. But for high scoring, you might need those type of units. Also, this boss's design seems to be designed around like having a heavy unit anyway, right, as your DPS. Which I think it's interesting because we've never had this before. But what this boss does is on the first round, it will gain this invulnerability barrier, right? And it will trigger on the first turn, and then for 10 turns after that, it will be immune to damage, right? Which means like that will cover the entire first round because the boss's turn is counts as one round, and then you have one turn, I should say, and you have 9 turns as long as your team is filled up, right? I do recommend that whatever team you filled, you want to fill up all slots and have 9 units. That way, you will always get rid of this invulnerability barrier by the time you have your next round. Okay. Then on the next round, it will change from the defense form into attack form. It doesn't say it here, but when you check the status, it will say that it will swap into attack form, and yeah, it will mean that it won't have the barrier anymore. And I think the boss itself will deal more damage. My guess, I didn't really check that part of it, but I assume it does more damage in that form, and you can actually deal damage during that round, right? So obviously, heavy units are sort of suited towards that because you can charge up while it's in defense form, and then when it's on attack form, you attack them, right? So yeah, if you have Fleur or Chiaki, I would highly suggest to try it out, right? And actually, I would like to know if you do try it out and you've pulled those units, let me know how it goes because I am interested to know like how good they are for this boss, right? Let me know how much damage you do, what team you're doing with, or what supports you're using as well. That would be very helpful for me personally. And just leave that in the comments, right? Now, for this team, I have tried to use as budget as possible, but keep in mind the requirements are not like super budget, but I think it's reasonable to obtain. The first off, the boss's attack is it's here, so it will target the first enemy in the same row, which means it will attack the middle row first, right? That's what all bosses do, and it will target the first tile, right, or first unit in the tile. So if you put Farnese here, even if you don't have taunt on her, she will absorb the attack, right? Because that's where it's attacking. If you have a taunt, I guess it just makes it like more simple. I would say at this stage, most people should have at least rank 5 Farnese. But if you don't, that's still fine. You should be able to do it. I didn't actually test it out, but it should be fine. Then we have Mizo healing, Farnese, pretty like standard, right? Just keep her alive. Then rank on number 3, we have Hotarugusa. So Hotarugusa is with over limit, right? Hopefully you have her at over limit, but if you don't, I do recommend to put it on her just to make your life in Crusade rates easier. She's a good budget unit. She's not necessarily used in every single team, but if you don't need her because you have better like crit damage buffers, then you don't need to do it. But if you're on a budget, then you might need to over limit your Hota. Similarly for Fleur, she's another like budget support unit with a buff, but she only gains that buff from her over limit, similar to Hota, right? So both of these have their max over limit, and yeah, again, you could use any other buffing unit, right? You don't have to use these units, of course, right? But yeah, that is Fleur there, and she's splashing hers off the Odora here. So Odora is also like she's the most filler out of all of these because she doesn't really add anything because you already have Franca and Tina to give max attack. So Odora doesn't really do anything other than just progress the turns on the invulnerability barrier. So that's what she's sitting here for. You could throw any other buffing unit here if you want to. That's up to you. Next we have Swimsuit Dorothy. She is a limited unit, but she's an SR limited unit, and hopefully most people have her. If you don't, again, just throw in any support that buffs crit damage in here instead, and hopefully that'll be fine. Now, number 7, we have Franca with max overlimit as well. That one is I would recommend to get that, as one of your first overlimits. So like there's 3 overlimits here, but they're all like rare quality units, so their investment is pretty low. Like it's not anywhere near as expensive to upgrade these to level 90 and overlimit 60 compared to like the SSR units, right? So I think this is pretty reasonable to have by now. Then we have Tina as the most budget single target buffer. If you have an overlimit Maybelle, that's over limit 60, you can use her here instead. Unsure if it's better or not. I'm not 100% sure on that. I didn't actually test it, but if you do have one, just test her. I'm just using Tina here because that was like the easiest one to throw in as a budget unit. Then number 9, we have Skadi as the main DPS. Now, there are plenty of other options. I'll go over those in a second. But Skadi, everyone should have, so pretty much no excuses, at least in that department, to kill this boss. If you have the other DPS, you probably don't need like all these over limits. You could probably just throw in whatever, and you'll probably do fine. As long as you have 9 units on your team and you have like a single target buffer on your main DPS for like these ones, you should be fine. Now, interestingly, I did test out Her Majesty or Princess Skadi. This one did not work, which is kind of funny, but yeah, normal Skadi is actually better than Her Majesty on this boss. I didn't actually check why that was the case. I'm trying to do this as fast as I can. So yeah, just take note that if you're on the absolute budget, use normal Skadi, not Her Majesty. Then the units I tested out here were Valentine, Charlissa, and rank 5. Also, these are like the recommended minimum levels that I think you should have if you're going to use these units. So they've got Valentine, Charlissa, Precio, and Angel Bolina, right? Now, this boss has 100% mobility with 50% damage reduction from dodging, which is why I'm using the anti-dodge units. Even though the boss still has force field defense, whatever the hell that is, but they still do enough damage to kill the boss, and they obviously outperform the normal Skadi, right? I think most people will have Bolina, right? So I want to show you just 2 fights just so that the video isn't too long. I'll start with the Skadi one. I'll just show you a little bit of it, and then I will skip to the end to show you the kill score. Alright, so at the moment we're on the defense mode, so the boss doesn't take any damage, right? So you just have to wait it out. But they just do their thing. They're gonna do no damage. And then on the following round, the boss will then switch to the attack form, and then you'll be able to deal damage to her. You'll see that the Farnese will be able to poke her for a little bit of damage, which is showing that it is in attack mode. This should do more damage, I think, but Farnese is pretty tanky at this stage. I assume it ramps up later on. But now Skadi can hit the boss for a bit of damage. It's not a lot because she's a fixed damage unit, but it is doable. It will kill it. So I'll skip. This is like basically like rinse and repeat from here. So we'll skip the boss now, and I'll show you the kill score, which is this. And this is consistent, right? It seems to always be this score with this team. So yeah, that is that. Now I'll show you one more with Bolina, because I think most people will have Bolina at this stage. But just take my word that both Precio and Valentine Charlissa both work as well. Also, their scores are all fairly similar. So Bolina will do the most out of these three. But Charlissa and Precio aren't that far behind. So we'll just enter and skip for Bolina, and I'll show you the kill score here. This is also, I've downranked her so that she is rank 4, and this is the score, right? Now, Precio is roughly 2.05 mil, I think, and then Valentine Charlissa is about 2.02 mil. Very close all together. They're all like roughly 2 mil plus a little extra on top. So yeah, those are all the doable units that I have tested. You can probably test other DPS units and hopefully they'll work. But I think, I mean, if Bolina can do that like decent damage on it, despite being anti-res, then most units should be able to also do this. Even the units that don't have anti-damage reduction units, like for example, Alice should probably be usable. I didn't test it because I couldn't be bothered to move around too many attack cores. But yeah, if you have those sort of units, you can try it out and see how you go. So yeah, anyway, that is it for this video. I hope that is helpful. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will work on the high scoring team over the next couple of days. But I feel like I probably won't win like the top rankings because I'm not going to summon for those two anti-force field units. And yeah, my gut feeling is that the high scoring teams will need to use those. But yeah, it is what it is. That's fine. As long as I'm top 100 or whatever, top 10, I'm pretty happy. So yeah, that is it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.